Hello everyone out in YouTube land. I am coming on here with a different sort of video today. You know, I'm usually on here talking about my LV and all that good stuff, but today I am on a serious note, and yeah, not that I'm not on a serious note about my LV, but I'm talking about COVID-19 hair loss, coronavirus hair loss, whatever, hair loss, period. Firstly, I just want to say that my heart goes out to everyone that experienced loss due to the COVID-19 virus, the pandemic in its entirety. I mean, the loss of life has been great. I know a lot of us have experienced someone very close to us dying from the coronavirus, and I'm no exception. So I just want to acknowledge that before I go into my video. The video is about my experience with the whole COVID-19. I had gotten COVID pneumonia at the beginning of January. It landed me in the hospital for 8 days. I, at one point, asked the nurse, you know, how am I doing in her professional opinion? And she said, well, I believe you're doing well. We had you on 50 liters of oxygen, and that is the most we can give you before we ventilate you. That put everything into perspective for me. It's like, wow, I was that close. I was that sick. Hindsight, with just stories and so forth. My son traveled 12 hours from Atlanta, Georgia, to be with me. My daughter, who's a traveling nurse, she came home, and it was serious. They knew the seriousness, the degree to which I was ill. When you're in it, you know you're sick, but I didn't know how sick I was. The after effects told me how sick I was. The stories of, Mom, don't you remember me giving you a shower? Mom, don't you remember me changing your clothes? Mom, don't... No, I didn't. So associated with that whole COVID thing, and to top off the COVID, I had the pneumonia with it. But, you know, I was foggy. I had the fog that they talk about, that mental fog. I mean, the lack of oxygen when you have pneumonia. It just, yeah, it messed with my brain big time. So I was being told things that I had no recollection of. I don't have, thank God, I don't have like these long COVID lingering effects. I do experience like shortness of breath here and there, tiredness, but I'm the type of person where I won't let myself think, I got long COVID, I'm sleepy. Yeah, that's just not me. That's not how I roll. I'm tired. I worked all day and I'm tired. I blame it on that, and I keep it moving. I just keep pushing, but I don't have a choice. You know, you got to keep pushing. So I do have those little effects. The biggest thing was the hair. This. So I am not savvy with the whole YouTube video and all that stuff, so I got to do this. And plus my grandson is on vacation, so he's not here to help me. But this is me pre-COVID. That's my hair. Okay? That's my hair. This was several weeks in, so probably 2 weeks after I noticed that my hair was coming out, but I thought it was shedding. And that's the back of my head. That's where the hair loss. I think I lost, like, I'd say even 60-70% of my hair, but that back was really where, and this wasn't as worse as it had gotten. You know what I mean? I still had more to lose after this picture. I didn't save any hair. I didn't do any videos of any clumps of hair or whatever. I was too distraught. I was too like, oh my gosh, because that first time you go like this, and I literally was like, whoa. But initially I thought, I laid in bed in the hospital 8 days. I didn't comb my hair. So I got crazy shedding. And then the shedding keeps going and going, and more hair comes out in that comb. So I dealt with that, and I started researching, like, you know, man, am I losing my hair because of COVID? And yeah, it's a real thing. Some people are like, oh, they're blaming everything on COVID. COVID isn't making your hair fall out. Oh, yes, it is. The physiological effects of COVID, the stress that your body is under while it attacks that virus and fights to live. Yeah, it's that dramatic. Your body is fighting so hard that you're so stressed out. And I know we've all heard, stress can manifest itself in all kinds of ways. Acne breakouts and hives and things of that nature. Well, hair loss too. So, yes, it's a real thing. Yes, it happens when the body is under stress for different types of illnesses and so forth also. So I wrote it down because I can't ever remember it. I want to say to people, oh, it's called, but I can't never remember the name, but it's telogen effluvium. Telogen effluvium. But just Google it, look it up. It's a real thing. So don't let anybody tell you that it's not, or oh, you're just shedding your hair or whatever. No, it's hair loss. It's your hair is falling out. So I've been dealing with that. I got sick at the beginning of January. I made this video at the beginning of July. So we're what, 5 months later? After my hair got so sparse, my stylist, there were some strands on top, we would try to comb them back and camouflage this area back here. And then that's what I did for probably a couple of weeks, and then you just know, I gotta go on, I gotta move on. So I'm not gonna keep crying about it, because I did have my meltdowns of, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this, my hair is gone. It is what it is. I'm alive. And that's the biggest thing. The most important thing is that I'm still here with short hair. And I think I said to my daughter at one point, I guess I'd rather be here with short hair than laying in my coffin with long, pretty hair. So, but at any rate, I started getting brave and cutting my hair a little bit. And these strands that were long up here, I just started cutting them off. And just the way I started working with it, my daughter had gotten for me biotin. So I started taking biotin, and another video. So guys, there's always going to be, yes, this works. No, it doesn't. Don't bother. Oh, it's this. It's not that. Do your thing. I started taking the biotin, and the two main things that I used, this, and I mean, get your own. This is Tropic Isle Living Jamaican Black Castor Oil. And it says on here, all-purpose healing oil. My scalp back here was sore, inflamed. I thought it was just, from lying on my back for 8 days. But I think with the amount of hair falling out so rapidly, it was just sore and inflamed. The follicles were sore and inflamed. And then this is the other thing that I used. Now maybe this is Mielle or whatever, but it's rosemary mint scalp and hair strengthening oil, infused with biotin and encourages growth. So this I just got at the CVS, I believe, and it was like $10, but it's a dropper, and I would alternate the nights. Like one night I would put it on, especially paying attention back here. I would put it on, I'd rub it in, and massaging to stimulate. I did a lot of head massaging. So I got to the point where I just told the stylist, let's just see what we can do. Just take it all off. And she said, well, let me try to give you a style. And this is where I ended up. So it's longer on the top, and then the sides were shaved, but it's growing. So it is coming in, but this is what it looks like. And mind you, I used to get my hair colored. For like the last 10 years, I go with a hair color. I didn't want to get hair color because I thought, the fragile state of my hair and scalp, I didn't want to put color on. So I just learned to embrace my gray. And I love it. I love how it's a little darker. I love how it's dark in the back. and then the sides are this color. So I'm embracing it, my gray, and I am not putting any harsh chemicals on, you know, just doing the natural thing. It's like this because I actually put in like gel, so the eco gel, whatever it's called. I got some of that and I slather that in, and then it brings out my curls, my natural curls, and then it kind of hardens them, freezes them or whatever. And I'm not used to doing this kind of stuff to my hair because I had long hair, so I usually flipped it up, you know, and I was good to go. But short hair, yeah, it's a bit of a challenge for me. I'm YouTubing videos and stuff like that, but I'm going to wrap it up. But I just want to tell you, you know, what I did. I do the biotin, I do the multivitamin. And I've been doing that stuff though, but my daughter got the biotin for me, so I did start. I incorporated that with what I was already doing with the whole vitamin regime. And then I added these to the black castor oil and this rosemary mint. So I added these two. Like I said, I alternated the nights or whatever. I massage my scalp a couple of times a day. And some people might say, well, that didn't help. It's going to grow back anyway. Well, if it didn't help, it surely didn't hurt. You know what I mean? So do what you do. And sometimes, you know, if we have to do things for our psychological well-being, then so be it. But just, you know, do what you do. I just wanted to come on here and share my experience with you. And yeah, it is growing. It is really growing. It feels thicker, you know what I mean? So it does grow back. So there's hope, you know, it does grow back. But yeah, that's my little COVID hair thing. And I just wanted to share it with you. So any of you that are going through it, I know people were still getting COVID. My daughter was vaccinated and she just tested positive for COVID. So it's still out there, you know, it's still going on. I just wanted to give my 2 cents, I guess. I'm a part of this little YouTube community, and yeah, I just wanted to just say be blessed and just stay encouraged, and just, if you pray, if you're a praying person, pray about it and try to leave it alone. I did a lot of prayer. I know there's a lot of prayer going on for me when I was sick. So anybody that may be watching this video that knows me and prayed for me, I sure do thank you so very much. And I actually still pray for the people that prayed for me. I ask God to give them, you know, special blessings or throw a little bit more their way or whatever, because I do believe that prayer works. But at any rate, guys, be blessed. Thank you so much for your time, and let me be a part of the YouTube community. Yeah, I'm gonna go because you know what? That's my time. Take care.